Alright everyone, sorry for the delay, and I might still have a little bit of problems here with, I think seems to be the connection with YouTube, but hello, welcome to round 6 of our Anti-Stall Racing IMSA series. Currently we are driving here at Daytona. The qualifying has already started with the GT3s, and we will resume the feed in a bit. Today is also a special race. It's one of the nighttime races that we have here on the league. As said here, the GT3s are already on the track. Currently, Carlos Boza with the fastest lap at 1 minute 43.4. And also from the Pro AM, we have Stefan Albanese with a 144.3. Do I have chat? Now I'm not even sure if everything is working. I do believe I am live, though there might be some chopped frames. Unfortunately, I have to reduce stream quality to 1080p. Not sure why was this happening. For some reason, even without iRacing, it's not possible to get the 4K quality. So apologies for this stream. But in 2 weeks, when we return to, and I forgot which track we are going afterwards. In 2 weeks' time, we will return to Fuji International, and I should have normal quality that I'm used to broadcasting here. So we are halfway in on the GT3 qualifying. Ooh, as we see Carlos Bosa missing his bus stop as a result to going off track, but he will stop and retry again. Rupe Kurkipa, he is crossing the line. Is it enough for a pole? Probably not. Didn't even beat his lap time. Meanwhile, drivers are still trying to improve. We got Mirko Fincato. He is currently on the road with 2 green sectors. Might be improvement for him, but could possibly not be provisional pole. And let's see if I can do an onboard lap from BMW here. Alright, so after, where is it? I forgot which driver was on the road, but let's go by the perspective of, who is it? Ruben? Yeah, let's try Ruben segment. We hasn't put the lap yet, unfortunately. There we go. He is currently on track trying to put his lap time in. Currently in the infield area. This track doesn't have that many corners in, so it should be easy enough for our drivers. It's mostly, well, setup that's gonna make a difference, because some cars are even better on the straights than others on the GT3 class. Why a lot of drivers possibly chose a Ferrari for that exact reason. As we see here now, let's see an onboard. So first corner after the biggest straight there. It's one a bit longer but deep. Oh, again we miss another onboard lap opportunity. I guess I will say how the track goes on the GTP time. For now, let's just see what our GT3 drivers can put on their lap times. Again, if you have teammates, it should be a lot more helpful as well to help the drivers from behind to get a bit of switching, catch the cars ahead. get more speed and faster lap times because of that. Again, if you are experiencing some issues with the broadcast, some frame drops, unfortunately I can't really fix that, but that is not on your side, it is completely on my fault. I'm very sorry. Stefan Albanese though, he is going really quickly. Is it a pole? It is a pole on the GT3 AM class. Still quite a bit distance from the provisional pole. About 7/10 of a second to the current leader. As we see some GT3 drivers waiting for this to pass. Trying to give the space not to block people on their qualifying lap. These drivers come out to the bus stop. Dangerous on the exit, so not get an off track over there. Matteo Bertali passes on to P2 now, ahead of Rupe Kurkipa, as we see Alessandro Porta now trying to go for his lap. Still 2 minutes left before the GTP start their qualifying. With the car behind, it is Macerto Caserta. So I think he is on his fast lap time right now, trying to get all the speed from the car ahead of him, but he's still super close here. It might even ruin his lap time being so close to the car ahead. I think that was an off track even. He might have boarded his lap time because he did cross a bit on the grass, but they will continue. That was dangerous. And I guess they're switching position now. The car behind getting the slipstream for the next lap, or no? Alessandro Porta goes to the pit. Meanwhile, we still have Leon goes to the provisional pole off the GT3 AM class. Supposedly starts P9. We see now the last drivers crossing the line. Carlos Boas is still doing his lap time, trying to get things slipstream from current P3 driver Rupi Kurkipa. And he boards his lap and does a practice entry for the pit lane.
Sorry.
And there's only one car still on track, but I don't think he can still make a lap time. I'm not sure. But he will still continue on. Meanwhile, the GTP should be gridding already. In 10 seconds they are out. They're gonna already be close to the pit lane exit. see plenty of drivers already exiting. Matty's currently the first one out. We will go on an onboard with him. Check out how you do the track. So let's also check out how fast these cars can get the GTPs on the straights. Well, sort of straight. More like full throttle. So 305, 307, 380 km per hour, maybe even faster on the next lap since he was saving his battery for the actual push laps. Right, so on the onboard, shall we? This is a really big section here, as we see now, 324 km per hour into the first corner here. Keep it tight on the yellow line. Use a bit of the exit here. Cut those curves as much as you can. Go to left side here on a hairpin to the right. Use that left side, always slipping the car on the outside. It oversees always a bit. Pull forward on this little kink to the left before you go to a hard braking zone here. Another right, just like before. And just like before, you also use the curves on the outside as much as you can. It always slips up a bit because of the track condition. It's close to the right side here. Now, you gotta... There are some people that prefer to take this one tighter, others take it wider. But now for the full speed towards the bus stop, this is a big opportunity to overtake a lot of the slower traffic as well. It pushes now before the one marker cuts it. That's a risky cut. Let's see if there was enough for a counting lap. Currently, Matis only has one purple sector. Alvaro has two of them behind him. As he's about to cross the finish line to put a 140.6, the provisional pole time currently to beat. As we see now, Alvaro Gutierrez crosses the line in, is it 129? It's a 141.6. So it was not faster. And of course, there's still some space to improve on Mati's side. Currently, Matis is on the oval part again. Currently, the first purple sector. And the second yellow, so I don't think this is his final lap, even after he finishes this one. I think he can still improve. Get another pole position here on the Anti-Stall Racing IMSA series. That is definitely an off track that he just got, and that's why he quit his lap time. Anyway, Alvaro Gutierrez now is about to do the bus stop because he keep it on the lines as much as he could, but yes, he continues on. Then essentially as well, he is behind him. As he crosses the line and puts himself into P2. 42 milliseconds behind. Oof. That's one way to stop your car and reset. Mark Pavona though, He is coming in with a fast lap as well. Puts himself in P5, gains a lot of position from that lap. Jack Reeve with the best, currently best infield sectors, but is the good infield only on the infield part and not the rest of the track, because yeah, some people might struggle on the infield because their setups are for top speed alone. That's mostly the percentage of the track being on the oval part, the fastest part of the track. He does have a car behind him, taking advantage. That is the car of Eloy Caballero, taking advantage of his slipstream, making an even faster. That it is. It definitely. No, sorry, that wasn't not Eloy Caballero. Eloy Caballero just stopped on the pit, but it was the other teammate of Alvaro Gutierrez that just made the provisional pole, 140.5. Currently, Tommy Patero is also on a hot lap. Carlos Pavano, 2 purple sectors. Can he make it? Can he make it to the provisional pole now? Improves his lap time, but does not improve his position, unfortunately for him. Still plenty of time to go. You can still do about 2 laps, enough for an attempt to get that provisional pole from Alvaro Gutierrez. Mati supposedly is trying again. Here he is. Pick is in his first lap. The second one is usually the best one, where the tires are all heated up. Gives you the proper top speed you need. Crosses the line here. And it is a provisional pole. Steals it back from Alvaro Gutierrez. But he is still doing his second lap time, so still improvement here to be done as he continues on. Meanwhile, drivers that haven't made a lap time yet, we have Ricardo Tulin currently in the infield, not infield, just exited the infield now on the oval part of the track. Kevin Gavin as well need to put a lap, getting green sectors, meaning that he at least is faster than his previous sectors. Pierre Rippath supposedly was here during practice. I don't think he is here anymore. So here we go for Matis to finally increase his distance from P2. Only the bus stop left to do. Can he make it? Let's see how he does it. He does not do it. He does not do it. I guess he got the off track on the entry and he quits his lap time. John Diaz is the next driver here to try and do the bus stop correctly. Let's see how he does here. So, be careful to not step on the grass on the entry. And he does not, so it doesn't on the exit here as well. But he does on the exit or the bus stop. He cannot really push that much. But he still continues on. It might have counted that lap time, we will see. Or maybe he's just pushing it for the second lap anyway. It wasn't an improvement anyway, so he will have to try again. Still plenty of time to do it. All these drivers can still get that pole position. The improvement on the lap times. Currently, the only driver that does not have a lap time set is Kevin Galvin. Top 11 drivers under a second. Especially close between P1 and P2. So now he does his bus stop perfectly, but is it fast enough? He needs to get that pole position again. So it always might not be beneficial to have pole position here on this track, because that means you are in danger from the cars behind you, which will get the slipstream. He crosses the line here and does not improve his lap time. It's a close one, but I think he still has another chance to do it, so he will try again. Meanwhile, we see other drivers here like Caballero. Across the lap time, he does improve his lap time, but not enough of a position gain. Once Osvaldo gets up to P4. And where is Alvaro Gutierrez now? He is on the oval section. Matis cannot improve his lap time, only yellow sectors, and he did get a purple sector, but it was not enough for an improvement on his lap time. Alvaro Gutierrez is doing now the bus stop. Always be careful with not getting an off track here. Good enough exit. Seems like his lap times on the sectors are even better. Line, and again a really close lap time to the previous one, but not enough to get that pole position. Kevin finally trying to put his lap time on the board. Current driver who doesn't have a lap time that's still on track. It is 14th position, 141.9. 40 seconds to go before qualifying ends, and we go to the warm-up. And Shaji meanwhile practice the entry to the pit lane since his lap time will not count. Matis crosses the line. He doesn't improve his lap time, 140.4. So qualifying has ended. Driver Daniel Ronke is still on track trying to improve his lap time. Carlos Ponce as well. Is this one going to be the lap, or is he going to practice? Yes, he will practice a pit entry instead. As you should, especially because it's such a high speed to the pit entry that you might want to be careful to not get a speeding penalty. Gaspar still is in P12. He just needs 2 tenths at least to get to P11. There's a lot of people close by ahead of him, but Would it be enough for a change of position here for the driver? Like Cadillac, and it is an improvement on his position. So it was good that he still kept going and tried again. Right at the end, as we are now done with our qualifying. We have Matis on the pole position and on the GTPs, and Carlos was on the pole position of the GT3 Pros. As we, as always, have to wait a bit. There we go. There is.
And a radio check. You're good.
There is qualifying done as we go now
Have
for
a nice day. Good
our
fun.
warm
Have
up.
fun. Try not to kill each other, please. Bye.
No, you.
Mic check.
So we should take a little bit of a look on the standings. Currently, we have on the GT3 AM class of Niels Ullmann currently leading, Stefan Albanese in P2, 120 points difference between P1 and P2, and Simon Garau right behind in P3 with 16 points of difference between P2 and P3. Leon is in P4, 1266 points. He is basically one race away from jumping up to P2 after his fantastic win previous race. As well as Samir Arshad, who is in P5, 1260 points. So the difference between P2 and P5 of the GT3 AM class is only 36 points. GT3 Pro class, we have Rupe currently leading the championship by 6 points ahead of Carlos Boza. And we saw how, thankfully for Carlos Rupe, that Carlos finished in second to Osman Aslan. But if you got to that driver, we have Alessandro Porta in P3 with 1300 points, 100 points behind Carlos Boza. And Osman, who finished the race in P1 last time, is currently in P4 with 1142 points. Ooh, we just saw a little accident just happening there. And meanwhile, on the GTP class, we have a bigger lead compared to the other classes. Matt is leading by 210 points of Daniel Sedgey, which didn't complete the last race because of too many accidents. Fortunately for him, it was the only chance he really had to get closer. Of course, every driver still has, well, one drop-off week, so the last race that Daniel Sedgey did was a drop-off for him. But unfortunately for unfortunately for Daniel, all the races that Mattis drops, it's only one of them that he didn't win it. All the other 4 races that he has done, he has won it. He won Silverstone, he won what was it? Monza? Yeah, we did race in Monza, I kind of forgot it. Sebring he did win as well. He didn't win Interlagos, but he got P2, and that's the week that his race dropped. Meanwhile, he also won Watkins Glen. But things are going, Mattis is leading with only wins. And Eloy Caballero in P3, 20 points behind Daniel Sedgey. Sebastian Hooggraaf in P4 with 1263 points, 40 points behind Eloy Caballero, and Juan Sovale in 1200 points in P5. Hello, Anthony.
Hello, hello. Glad to see I made it, and just before the end of warm-ups here. I hope you're doing well, my friend.
I am, yes. And I'm happy that you got here safely.
Yeah. Cold roads today, where I live in North America, so it's just a fun day overall. But yes, home safely, and home for an exciting race at one of my favorite tracks.
Yes, it's not just the US that's having really bad weather. I think the Netherlands has also been having quite a storm. Even our race control Andy Tedman was having issues just arriving as well home. It is that time of the year. So the warm-up is done. We can just quickly see the grid that we will be having here. Mati's in P1, Alvaro Gutierrez in P2, Adeno Sergio in P3, Juan Salvador in P4, Eloy Caballero in P5, Marco Pavone in P6, Jack Reeve in P7, Tony Patero in P8, Sebastian Hooggraaf in P9, Ricardo Tallin in P10. That is the top 10 of the GTP class. Let's go by class, it's better to see it by class. There we go. Carlos Boss there. Starting P1 or GT3 Pros, P2 Ropi Krukipa, P3 Matteo Bertali, P4 Sandro Porter, P5 Tony Vitozzi, P6 Andrea Dalla, P7 Marcelo Caserta, Stefano Gattuso in P8, Sebastian van der Hoeven, P9, and Miko Fincat in P10.
You be in the pits, right?
On the GT3 AM class, you have our race winner from the previous race in P1, Leonel Wood. P2 Stefan Albanese.
Car 63 does need to be in the pit lane. Johan Bernstein, you need to be starting from the pit lane.
Clarification there from the stewards. One of the drivers is not supposed to be on track. P3 for Samir Arshad, P4 for Simon Garau, P5 for Kevin Bote, P6 for Marco Capezzoli, Ricardo Riva in P7, Oriol Beck in P8, Andrew Quaranta in P9, and Matteo Lemon in P10.
We are not going on the green flag. We are going when the leader of your class goes in the start zone. Also for the GT, you are not going on the green flag, you go on when the leader goes in the Geico start zone.
Your live, please.
That's just more clarifications there for our race control. Starting from the lead of the class, not when everyone starts it. And we need some good camera here. I should have a really good camera for him to start the race. But yeah, safety car is currently on track. They will...
Frick, can we just close up to the back of the field, please?
Start a bit, yeah, the GT3s you can see on the map and the GTPs are really far away from each other. They need to close up. And we will soon begin our race as the safety car goes in.
Green flag, green flag.
As they start on the starting zone. Currently everyone's still on the same positions, no one really overtook anyone. As we see Juan Salvador now trying to go around Daniel Sergi, but on the inside is much better on that corner. Eloy Caballero getting really close to his teammate and he gets ahead of him. He kind of blocks Juan Salvador, the other drivers behind him. But so far everyone is safe. Mati's already keeping a good distance between the cars behind him. As we should go now for the start of the GT3s.
Clean start so far for the GT3s, especially getting through that very first turn, which is a hard break. A little bit easier because you haven't had your speed built up yet on the start, obviously. So much cleaner through than maybe possible at times, which would be nice.
It is indeed a clean start from everyone, but it's still not safe here. There's still a lot of cars bunched up, and for this corner, it's just like a matter of is anyone gonna be brave enough to do an overtake? Seems like no. Everyone's still trying to keep that distance. as now everyone is the GTPs around the bus stop. Everyone now keeping a little distance. I see the BMW behind. Guess he got a bit too much of one of the curbs and has to slow down. No, Ricardo, it was Jack Reeve, the Cadillac here. Yeah, he is letting everyone by because he does have a slowdown. That's massive for him because, oh, watch out for the space there. There was no space. Meanwhile, we see the GT3s are also done with the bus stop, keeping their distance behind. Let's get the slipstream. We see Rupe there trying to catch P1. Is he going to try it already before the first corner, or is he going to try saving fuel behind him? Alessandro, meanwhile, is getting really close to them. But he also lifts up and stays behind the top two.
Oh, what tight, risky racing for early.
You see Estefano going really slow here, kind of blocking the other drivers. What's going on? As he, I think, gets up to speed again. But that is really dangerous to kind of be slow on the racing line of the other drivers.
It was like the worst possible spot for that to happen too. I'm surprised there was no trouble off of it.
Some overtaking attempts here on the inside before they go on the oval part. Let's see our GTPs again, because the gaps aren't really getting very distant, and good for Matis at least is that the cars behind him stay behind him, not too close, otherwise they can get him with the slipstream. But it is unfortunate for Matis still, as he, being the leader, will always use more fuel than the cars behind him. Not sure if it's gonna be a 2-stop or a 1-stop. Depends on what the drivers have practiced. As we see now already a crash on the bus stop. See what's going on here. On normal speed, please. Anytime now. There we go.
To say this way, we won't miss it.
The blue Ferrari kind of hits the back of the Dinter Ferrari, and that is enough to unsettle the car. There was another accident that happened with Leon. Let's see why he was now so far behind. They're going slow on the entry to the oval part. Oh, that's a bit too loose. Bit dangerous for the rear engine Porsche there. Kind of lost control of the rear. You can see now still everyone's really packed together. It's just two big snakes on the map, you see. We see also number 8 just stopped. Going on here? Is it the same thing before? It is, but a bit further ahead. With these cars, at least he doesn't hit the wall. And with these cars, with DDPs, you can really lose the rear on while turning and accelerating at the same time.
That's the spot it's going to happen, because you want to try to get so much speed coming off of that and heading into banking another spin out. Like, yeah, seeing this replay, just like, it's so tough to watch, because you can almost see it happen. You can kind of fortune tell each time coming out of that turn. You just carry just a little bit too much, and you're trying to do a bit too much too early, heading into what would be the NASCAR turn 3. It's just It's tough because you can make up so much ground in that spot, or as we've seen, you can lose so much.
Yeah, you especially needed to keep close to the car ahead of the other. Ooh. Not sure if that was contact. We could check again, shall we? Since it's still not much happening, let's see. How about we go on the chase camera here? Really, that much was enough to sell the car. Fortunate for Kevin Stam. Alright, so we do see that Rupe is still really close behind Carlos Boz here. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars really close to each other here. This little snake. So train here. But Carlos Rupe is not gonna try to overtake Carlos Boz. I think he's still gonna try keep it behind him. As we hear the annoying straight gear from the Porsche. Yeah, he is keeping behind. You can really hear him lift super early just to keep behind the Ferrari Carlos Boz. It's gonna be really good for Rupe later on because he's not gonna spend too much time on the pit. Meanwhile, where is our GTPs? They are already overtaking the GT3s. Not the leaders yet that we just saw, but they are in the mix already. As we see the Porsche going a bit off track there. While the GTP is trying to get across this line of GT3s, let's see our GT3 leaders still keeping each other really close. It's gonna be good for the GTPs to overtake, but also bad for the GT3s that want to keep the distance to the cars ahead of them to get the slipstream. We will see them in a bit. We see them, they are already on turn, well, the oval part, I think it's turn 2. He crosses now the bus stop. Meanwhile, behind, we see some overtaking being done. Tommy Patero usually is much further ahead on the race. He's now only in P9 of his P10 of his class. Ooh, there's an accident just happening here.
Amazingly, no contact with other cars after the fact again, but still 2 people down that one.
Seems like these drivers and GTPs really do not want to pass each other either, just trying to keep behind the others to get the slipstream. Is he going to try Tommy Patero on the inside? I think he is. Taking the advantage of the traffic as we now go with the GT3 in the middle. It's a sandwich, but he is still stays behind Daniel Ronke. Tommy Patero will be a shot for the BMW there. He now tries to overtake. No, he still stays behind. Doesn't want to risk it. Carlos Ponce just gets behind traffic now, loses a lot of time. And what's happening here? 5 seconds ahead? Matisse of Alvaro Gutierrez, they were super close to each other now.
I'm convinced Matisse is not human. I feel like the Terminator might be behind the wheel every week.
But that was all traffic. That's all that happened for him to be so far ahead. Let's see.
Consistently so impressive.
We missed some crashes, so let's see. This is with Kevin Stab, another one with... Is it alone here?
Looks like Leon.
You see now here the race winner of Watkins Glen, our previous race here as well. He gets in the inside of the GTP, that's what happened. And also it takes one of the front wings of the GT3, it was of Leon. So that is what happened, why the GTP was turning around. I did not see though how Mati's got all that distance from P2. But now it is, all of the oval part is now clear and it's full throttle. No problem with traffic anymore for the GTP drivers. Top 3 haven't changed the position, so Daniel is still keeping behind Alvaro for as much as he can. João Dias gained 5 positions since his race started. Went from P12 to P7. But he is dangerously close to the car behind. You see Tommy Patero already past Daniel Ronke. You could probably even see... Well, before we even see that, there's something we need to see. No, this one. Apparently, it happened even before here. So it was here. The Porsche gets an off track somewhere around here. Oh, he gets touched by Matteo. And as he was trying to return to the track, does he do it safely? I think he does. But he gets stopped on the tires. What is happening to Simon? Unfortunately for him, we say Alvaro Gutierrez. Alvaro Gutierrez, which was he the P2? No, it was the other driver. It was Eloy Caballero was P2. No, it was Alvaro Gutierrez just missed it. See, he was in second place, or I think it was second place. Yeah, he was second place and he lost it. Now it's the other teammate that is going to be ahead of Daniel Sedgley. Pater trying to overtake João Dias here. He tries to go on the outside. João Dias aborts, trying to defend it on the inside. And another crash just happened. Oh, that was too risky.
That was taking a huge risk to dive bomb that corner like that.
And something happened as well to our Tinder car of Oriol Beck.
Yeah, Oriol Beck just cannot catch a break every week, it seems, fortunately. Same thing, actually.
Yeah.
As I saw earlier. Same turn. A gap from Matisse to second place is just growing and growing and growing, even as we look back. It's crazy.
What happened here? Does he keep it? Oh, I think he went too fast into corner 1 and made him lose control. Doesn't lose any position from the same class of him, but yes. Now Daniel Sedgley, he has to just keep going as fast as he can, but he doesn't have anyone to use the slipstream. Eloy Caballero is in P3, the driver that was ahead of him, of Alvaro Gutierrez.
Please track rejoin on turn 3. Copy.
It was something here, wasn't it? No. Oh yeah, it is. So this is a rejoin Stefano. Doesn't seem like anything went off.
It almost feels like everyone's having the same exact issues, minus the 1 or 2 contact related incidents we've seen.
The thing is, because this is a track that you need low downforce, because you need more top speed, it's not as sticky on the corners as the other setups we've saw drivers use. And because it's nighttime as well, let's see just real quick. No, not this one. I wanted to show you an important part here. There we go. 21 degrees of air temperature. Track temperature 22 degrees, so that is really cold as well. Cars don't stick too well on the road. And what is that pressure? That doesn't seem like a correct number.
The cars are just phasing through the track or racing underneath it, exploding each turn.
Yeah. What is that? Alright. Coming in once of two teammates taking together here, none overtakes between each other.
Yeah, that might be the best chance anyone in the field has in catching Matisse. I understand there's a 2-second gap from Sedgley to Cabanero, but if the two of them can get up there and they can work together, especially on the longer stretches of the racetrack, on the both the tri-oval section and the NASCAR turn 1 and 2, I feel like there's actually some potential to make up a lot of ground, Matisse.
This is
Both
breaking
of
away.
the Orioles are just having a lot of issues this race.
Does seem like it, yeah.
Wow, almost collected Daniel.
Don't. Oh, that was close. But we see the GT3 returning to the track there on the left. It looked like Juancho was just gonna send it to the GT3 and kill him. But
Please check first stop on this left.
yeah, I wanted to see what happened between these two drivers. Look at what happened here. So, oh yeah,
24.
that's just killing the GT3 there. That's what I didn't want to see. What was it? Juancho do to the other car. But Eloy, turns out he did it. Look at that. GT3s still in the same positions. I mean, Alessandro Porta did overtake Mattia Ubertalli. But they are still close to each other, the top 4. Well, no, Mattia actually got more distance. It's just that one of those GT3s is 1 lap down. The ADX car ahead. I thought they were on the same lap, but no. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 cars on the same team all together here. 3 of them different brands. 1 McLaren, 1 Ferrari, 1 Mercedes. And as well, we see behind the GTP of the same team as well. Oh, Matis already went to the pits 20 minutes in. So it could be pit stop on the next 40 minutes as well. On but minute 40. But again, Matis was the one that was going the fastest, so probably used the most fuel. Tommy Patero, João Diaz as well, going to the pit. Ricardo Tallinen behind. This I did not expect, especially Tommy Patero, which seemed to be saving fuel before. Once in a while, I just got a crash. I wonder if he was just stopped. Almost lost it there. Trying to defend from Sebastian. Oh, he got hit! Matteo again!
Wow.
Matteo just killing all the drivers.
Could you please take this lap?
Like, he needs to learn how to give space to the car that is overtaking them. Ruppe. still in P2. He really needs to be ahead of Carlos Boza if he wants to keep the championship lead.
And it's, you know, it's kind of, it's tough to say, but at this rate too, you got to be careful if you are the GT3s, because as the GTPs are making their way through the field, it's very obvious if you're trying to make a pass anywhere near a GTP that you're running a risk currently, given just the inherent grip of this track and how everybody's been running. Rupa still looking for that opportunity, and close enough where any turn it's possible, and certainly, like you said, once we get into the slipstreams and the drafts, it could be mighty possible for Rupa to look for an overtake.
See more drivers on the pit, by the way. And Carlos Ponce just crashed. Is it going to be turn 1 again? Have we seen some drivers lose control there? I think it is. Does he go too fast and then tries to corner but doesn't have enough grip? It is exactly that. That's why with a low downforce you gotta be careful how fast you can approach the corners, because the cars will not stick the same way. And we now see these two drivers trying to go side by side into the bus stop, but Rupe backs out. I do wonder which, that BMW, which position are they on? It is of, no, not this one. Stefano. It is Stefano Gattuso. He is currently 1 lap down to the leaders. But he still keep going, which is good. And also, you just noticed, all of the GT3s, at least on the top, just pitted. Poncho Valle as well. He is pitting. That leads to Carlos Ponce, the next one, if he's going to pit or not. We will see. He is. So 23 minutes here. While the other drivers went on the 20-minute mark. Matis should be crossing the line in a bit and get his first position back. And he has to do it quick before the GT3s cross the pit exit. They are still going slow, and we see the Mercedes already picking up speed. Be careful with not crossing it. And he does. Whew. It is really dangerous if you do not see the GT3s coming out, or the other cars coming out of the pits, and you just cross it to do the regular racing line. That's dangerous. But unfortunately for him, he was clear. Oh!
So far it's been a race
No!
of close calls. Too close to calls, just like that. That is beyond unfortunate.
And that was unfortunate because Antonio Vitozzi was just ahead of those GT3 leaders. He was actually in first place. Oh, that is unfortunate. He actually managed to jump the GT3 leaders, and we see... No, he didn't spin or lose control in the same spot as the others. So where does he lose control? Is it on this hairpin? It is. I think he braked too early there, or too hard, I mean, and made the car rotate, but only one position lost. I wanted to see what happened here. No. Here. No, this is not the position. There we go. This is it. So we already see the GT3 off track here. Now I guess I cannot find it. I cannot find that accident because I really wanted to see what happened to that Mercedes. He just lost control so suddenly. But it doesn't look like he hit anyone. Oh no! But look who has hit. Tommy Patero.
Can you please check my incident?
This
Before
driver
turn
has
one?
been having quite a lot of bad
Yeah, we're
luck.
checking.
But let's see if this one is really bad luck or was it a bad move he
Also
did.
have a
It
left
is.
For
It is a bad move that he did.
Unfortunately, that time for Tommy Patero, I don't think a sneeze is the culprit. I think it's just what we've seen so far. GTPs just going into that
sorry,
turn
we're
too
not
hot
doing
and
that
trying to do
right
way too much.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Woo! They both got scared.
Yep, just that was just sheer panic caused for
Time corrected, we have cleared it.
the GT3 pros there.
Oh. They got scared.
Please check my black flag, please.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, you know I did not notice? The distance between now P1, P2, and P3. How did Daniel Sedgley manage to get 15 seconds ahead of P3? Oh, I know why. Because Alvaro Gutierrez was the one that spun before. But before that, we had Juan Vale, which is not there anymore for some reason. I do not see what accident Juan had to lose all that time. He was on the pits twice. Juan Vale went to the pits twice. Well, hold on. No. He entered the pit, he exited the pit. So why did he lose so much time? Cannot find it in the feed. But I did find something else. Stefan Albanese just had a crash. Is it going to be turn 1, losing control on the first corner? Exactly the same way. But slower this time. Ooh! Yikes.
You know, it's ones like that where that's one of the better parts are watching the fact that these are sims. You know, that would have been a terrible wreck for a human in a car.
That corner has
My
been
goodness,
taking.
that was a hard hit.
That corner has been taking one person each lap.
Yeah, that's very true.
Amazing. Does it have like
It really
oil?
is. That corner and where we just saw Ricardo come out of, going into what is NASCAR 3, and those two corners, and it's so funny because it's the opposite reasons, but same mindset's just taking it too hard, trying to do too much. But Ricardo to the outside, Avivo cabin narrow, trying to make a move happen, heading into turn 1 there, a bit too hard of a break, trying to make a pass on the outside. If you want to make a pass there, you either have to have so much momentum coming in from that outside that you essentially get lucky, or you have to overtake on the inside there. It's just too hard of a break.
And also, it's a matter of experience as well, because Aloy Caballero usually is more experienced than Ricardo Tallin and knows how to do the corner, carrying more speed anyway. But you can overtake on the outside, but usually people just don't want to risk it. It's too dangerous because of how precise you have to do with the braking to not go to the grass afterwards. And now we see the GTP had to wait there, Isa, before he tried to overtake these three GT3 drivers. You gotta be patient.
This 1-2-3 race has been insane from the GT3 pros. They have been inseparable this entire race, and with just the way that this track is designed, if they stay this clumped up without any issues for the remainder of the race, in that last minute or so, we could see some very insane racing just by the nature of the track.
That's actually right as well. Why did Rupert still stay behind Carlos when he supposedly used less fuel? You did see him fuel save a lot, but he's still behind Carlos. Don Patel is going to try overtake on the inside of all cars. Can only overtake Rupert and Alessandro. Now you see a little bit of a gap because the GTP got in the middle of it. And he has to defend Rupert from Alessandro. Now there's a little gap, but I think Rupert can still catch up to P1 again and keep that little distance that we usually see, you know. Let's see another accident, shall we? So Stefan, after fixing his car from that incident on lap 1?
Oops.
Huh. He just stopped and went to the pits, okay. Now is the time to start catching the car ahead. Gotta do the bus stop really, really well. Catch as much time. Yeah, he did lose time on the bus stop though. That is good news for Carlos, because he can now keep a distance from the car behind and not worry about the car behind getting the slipstream from him. But
One of the
even
biggest
so,
leads we've seen so far between these three.
even so, we see that the Porsche of Rupe has more top speed, I would say. Usually the Ferraris have more top speed than the Porsches. But even though I did see that previous week, not previous, but the last week that GT3s were on Fuji, the Porsche were the fastest. And that is the track that we will go in 2 weeks' time on our round 7 of our IMSA racing series here at Anti-Stall Racing. See something from here. So Samir is 7 seconds behind. No, it's not 7 seconds. It's Sebastian that's 7 seconds behind Ruben. But Sebastian is really close to Samir Shad right behind him. That's it. Oh, Andrea really close now to Mattia. They're gonna be an overtake attempt here on the first corner. It does seem like Andrea is going on the inside of Mattia. And they do switch positions.
It's just such a hard break into that first turn that if you can secure that inside line with any bit of momentum, you're essentially guaranteed the position.
But it's not over yet. I think it's gonna be an overtake here. On Mattia maybe on the inside here. He could do it. Guess not, he's not gonna try and do it. But sometimes, yeah, this is another corner that drivers try to overtake on. Sorry, wrong car. This is... It's the BMW that's still 1 lap behind, but he is keeping to the fast cars. That BMW is still 1 lap behind. Look at that. The leader's right over here. 1 second behind of Carlos Boza now, Rupe. That is not good for this championship. Remember, before this race, there were 6 points in difference. And you already gained points on qualifying, so there would be Carlos Boza starting P1, Rupe P2. That's a 3-point difference.
And it feels like just a few weeks ago at Interlagos we were talking about the strength of the lead that was occurring kind of across the division standings.
Yeah. And this is also dropping Interlagos, because drivers can drop their worst result or a result they didn't participate in a race. So the result that Rupe had in Interlagos, which came only 260 points, it was dropped. Meanwhile, every race with Carlos has either he has only finished in second place. All seconds.
I feel like these next 10 minutes are going to be so telling too, because it's kind of your last time to set up your pieces to make the plays. If it were a chessboard, right? You've got that kind of 10-minute period to close your gaps, set up any potential slipstreams or drafts to make your moves come late in the race. I mean, these 37 minutes have gone so fast, and we've seen the trouble that there's been. You've got to be in positions to make those moves happen before the end if you want any chance of it actually being successful. And I expect to see that especially for Rupa. But at the same time, even at GT3 AMs, the leaders are very close, with first and second being so close to each other. So it's truly an interesting race across the board. The only comfortable lead we have on the track is Matisse.
Which I did not expect. Because even the top three, especially the car that was Alvaro Gutierrez, did a mistake that costed a lot of time. Look at that, Rupi just got even closer to Carlos Ghosn.
I was just gonna say Rupa made a pretty significant increase, but then lost a good bit as well as soon as Daniel was making his way through.
I think the car just got another involvement
Same problem?
here. No, it's a different corner this time. I think it's on the hairpin. It has to be.
Yeah, got through the first couple.
I think he tried to corner a bit too quickly with a car that's not really well balanced. Ooh, okay. Slowly going backwards. Okay, trying to get out of the racing line. The other cars can see him. And everything is fine. Yeah, Ricardo Riva, where is he?
Definitely showing some of the importance of practice so far from a lot of from every class as well, to be completely fair. It's a lot of little things that can be cleaned up, certainly.
Drivers are really keeping close to each other, but not really doing anything different to overtake or just hanging on. I think the last minutes are going to be crucial overall. As we now see, Jack Rico went to the pits. Mati should be going to the pits now as well. Where is he? He is on turn 2 of the oval. See, Amy Graham just crashed. You'll see that in a bit. Or did they just stop on track and left? I think they stopped. Yeah.
Once we go back to live, I believe there was a position change as well for the GT3 AMs.
So Matis should go to the pit now. No, he's going for the last lap afterwards and then finish off his stint. GT3 AM, you said.
Yeah, it looks like Leon was able to take a pass and gain some time over Samir.
would
Our
be
crowd just in absolute awe.
yeah. I mean, Warriors be like such a big crowd at 2 a.m., 2:40 a.m.
Oh, for sure.
Riveting stuff. Look at how many people are here to watch. And it goes right in the middle. Yes, it does.
Rupa is being incredibly squirrely behind Boza. There's going to be some pretty significant overtake attempts. My only hope is that they can get through those overtake attempts cleanly, so we don't lose out on them. Because look how close Rupa is. Now Rupa even looking for it.
This is his
Find on
best
the
jump.
outside, trying to make a pass happen.
This is his best time to now overtake Carlos Boza. Is he going to try the inside? Is he going to just keep it behind? It does look like he is keeping behind. Maybe after the bus up he will try. And we see the GTP go on the outside. Another GTP probably on the outside. Yeah, he does.
If Rupa can get another run like that on the tri-oval to the start-finish line and head into turn 1, there might be a decent chance. Because Rupa could kind of fake a play high. And with the speed that Rupa's had, Carlos will have to respond to it, which might make the opening. We'll see if it happens. There's the look high. Just going to commit to it. Take the outside there, and Carlos at the start-finish line. Can he get the speed through into turn 1? No, he does have to back up and can't fully commit to it. So the threat remains for Carlos.
Look, Barcelona got really close to them as they were fighting.
That's going to happen on this track, especially with the way the drafting works. It's honestly the best position right now of these three, assuming these overtakes happen safely, is Alessandro Porta. And we could look at an insane three-way finish, depending on how it goes, just because of Porta playing it safe the way that he is.
Just checked real quick on the stream. Yeah, I still have some dropped frames unfortunately today. Again, I apologize for the stream quality not being optimal as usual. But I'm glad that everyone is here watching with us these fantastic races going on. As we see now, the top 4 of the GTP is all pitted. But this is where we want to see when these guys pit. There might be a change of position. We did see the Mercedes before, which currently isn't even on track, of Antonio Vitozzi.
Now, remember the first time the GT3 pros pitted, they all pit together.
Look! No, the push kept going. It's only Carlos Boza that went on.
Wow. So there's the play.
Don't forget Alessandro Porta, and he goes through, and he now has the current lead of the race. I guess Rupe kind of missed his racing line, and Alessandro took advantage of that and made a position overtake on the inside of the corner.
I thought for sure we were going to see the three leaders pit together once again for the GT3 pros.
Me too. Especially, well, P1 P2 did pit at the same lap. Look at that as well. Carlos wasn't pitted, but he's still ahead. Well, yeah, everyone behind him also has pitted, so that's why he's still ahead of all the other GT3s. Leon, though, he hasn't pitted, but he has a 41-second gap to the P2 of GT3M.
Clear my black flag, I take it because I didn't do an anti-rejoin.
He's really asking for black flag clip because he did an unsafe rejoin. Isn't that what black flags are there for? As you see the P1 and P2 of GT3 getting in, and you saw how Rupe actually managed to break a bit later.
I've taken all for 41 seconds because I didn't cross the track on the inside of the oval white track.
Oh, that's what? What? That was it? That was all of the fuel that the GT3s needed? That means Carlos Bozo now, he is crossing the start-finish straight. He is now going to cross the pit exit, and they are still doing the pit exit line. You can see them in front. Can Carlos Bozo overtake them before?
There's a GTP there as well.
No, he cannot. He's still... Carlos Bozo just lost the lead of this race.
And not even enough momentum there for Carlos to close that gap either. So it's going to be a fairly comfortable lead for Rupa. So with the gamble of staying out and pitting alongside Porta proves to pay off.
GP AM leader as well, just pitted and exited the pit. Still ahead of P2. And that is all the pit stops done now. It's 12 minutes left of full racing now. No saving, no backing out. This is the time to get those positions before we finish. But currently Rupe is finally leading this race. And if he finishes like this, he will continue leading the championship as well. Just needs to stay ahead of Carlos Bozo.
And now remember what we learned though. If there ends up being a world, if there's a timeline where Alessandro Portas catches up to Rupa, starts making some plays and causing them to race for position, all of a sudden the window for Carlos Bozo opens up significantly, and all that time can be made up. And now we've actually got another three-way race for the lead, with Carlos sitting in the safe spot that we saw Porta in earlier.
That's true. But currently Carlos though is a bit distance from the car ahead, and he has a lap GT3 ahead of him. Which the GT3 does get outside, lets him pass. I think I was letting pass. It seemed a bit aggressive.
Just about 10 minutes to go at Daytona for Anti-Stall Racing, and with the leader still close for GT3 Pros, certainly the most interesting and compelling of the races on the track, with Matisse holding a 4.5 second lead over Daniel Sedgley, and then GT3 AM's Leon looking at back-to-back victories, holding a 10-second lead over Samir.
Yeah, he is currently right behind these two GT3 drivers. We see him there. Basically fighting in P11 of GT3 overall. Something happened. Ooh. Actually, wait, before we saw that. Is he going to do it? No, that's not gonna be an overtake, never mind. It seemed a bit too optimistic to try and overtake after that, like, especially when you didn't have enough speed. So, what happened to Anthony Quaranto? It is the same thing as before. We haven't seen that many people dying on the first corner now. So that's an
Yeah,
improvement.
that's been cleaned up.
Yeah.
That was certainly a struggle early on, but that turn we just saw remains an issue. The one heading into that NASCAR turn 3, 4. It's just something about I guess everyone's trying to get so much speed out of it. They're just misjudging what they actually need to do.
This battle has been going on for quite a while, but John Deere does get through.
Control, please stand to the half left flag.
Meanwhile, these two have also been close throughout the race. Rupe has the fastest lap, even though he doesn't have anyone ahead of him.
Oh, nothing really left to conserve for Rupa. And we did notice, especially in those straights, that Rupa's car just seemed faster. I mean, it was every single straight. It felt like Rupa was just almost choosing not to pass and just waiting to pick the right moment, which adds up.
We did see him catch even from a long distance the P1 of Carlos Bossa.
Which included traffic from the GTPs passing through. And that lead is growing now, up to a second for the GT3 Pros.
Oriole, did you ask us to clear your black flag? Question.
Everything says I have black flag. I don't know.
It seems to be speeding in the pit lane. It wasn't from us, but it looked that you took the pit limits off too early, basically, on the exit.
Yeah, people should be careful when you ask for clearing black flags, because usually you get black flags for a really valid reason in our racing. These two still haven't separated from each other.
Okay, thank you. So just to make sure, I serve.
It's like asking the teacher if they're going to collect the homework for the day.
Is it now the opportunity for the BMW to finally overtake the Cadillac? Doesn't seem like it. After the bus stop, Jack Reeve got the distance.
Sorry, Ori, I misunderstood your question. Yes, you did need to take the drive-through.
There you go. Take that. Yes, do the black. Do the black
Thank you
flag.
for reminding me. Yes, the math homework is due. The whole classroom groans.
Oh, look at this! Jandy's got badly on the traffic and now lost the position for Daniel Ronke again.
You know, it's certainly been cleaner this week watching the GTPs pass through the field, but still not the cleanest, and you can kind of see it's causing panic every time they come through. Just because they're just the way that they're kind of going about it is, it's interesting.
Yeah. Also, we did
pushing 3 wides.
we did some more accidents from GT3s to GTPs. Like Matteo Lamari taking out some GTPs.
Control, can you check turn 1, car number 16 for blocking?
He was complaining from that when he missed. Let's see if it was actual blocking or not. No, this is not turn 1. This is the other overtake. It was here. This is the one. So you said number 16 blocking the BMW. Blocking that? I'm not sure. Don't think the BMW was blocking. Anyway, Sebastian Kraft trying to overtake Juanzo Ovale. And then lost the position just now. Currently, the driver that gained the most positions is Daniel Ronke with 7 positions on the GTP side.
It feels like Juanzo Vale and Sebastian Hoocroft just find each other each week for great racing.
True. We also did see Sebastian trying to fight Tommy Patero last week. Unfortunately for Tommy Patero, he kind of lost it because he sneezed and lost the position from the bus stop.
My goodness. The legendary Watkins Glen sneeze.
This driver, however, gained 15 positions apparently. But still in P11 on the GT3 Pro class.
Just now crossing that 3 minute to go mark at Daytona, and most leaders very comfortable. In fact, all leaders, with the closest still being that GT3 Pros, but Rupa has completely figured out how to hold on to that lead. Has gotten very comfortable up front. So with the closest battles we're going to see are for positions fairly deep in the pack at this point, barring anything crazy.
Probably the hardest Rupe had to defend for first place. Even though it didn't look like it, but at first it looked like he was just cruising in, keep it safe, but it's still not completely done. We did see Alessandro overtake Rupe before. Now it could be harder to do it, but well, it's
one mistake like we've seen, one rough turn one, or
ooh, something
coming
happened
into turns.
Why did Daniel Roque pass? Oh, stepped the grass and went to the left there. That's why João Dias got ahead of Daniel Roque.
Kind of harpens back to what we were talking about earlier with how hard you have to slam the brakes into turn one, and how tight you take that turn. It's that small margin of error that can completely damn a race, and that's one of the reasons I've been talking about Rupa and just the need to be perfect around the track.
Let's see why Oriol was so slow just now. I think something happened to him. Went too fast into the corner. I mean,
well, third time's a charm.
He drifted a bit. He drifted
Honestly,
a bit.
amazing save.
Yeah. But I guess that is one of those drivers that really needs to practice for these races. Because it's a lot of incidents every track at this point, right?
It's a lot of incidents, but what's so fascinating about Oriol's incidents is every time you look at them, there's either minimal contact, or it's a great save or a good decision to get off the track. So there's very obviously talent there. It's like you said, just a matter of needing to get some practice off.
You see Daniel Ronke there where there's missing rear wing of the car. Still keep going though. He did not pit to repair that car. I guess he would lose too much time. He could have a fast repair, but this is what's gonna happen because you don't have any downforce, especially on the rear.
Yep.
You're gonna spin on the corners. It's only good at the straights, like the Peugeot hypercar. This is just gonna keep happening. Probably just now as well. We see here if it happens. There's the corner. Who's super slow to avoid spinning already, but that looks like a Hot Wheels car in a way. Another car that missed his rear wing. And we didn't even see the first crash, so this was already happening as well.
It's becoming a theme.
It already happened here as well. This is where it happened. Yeah. Oh, that also involved Tommy Patero. But Tommy Patero at least could keep going. Then Carlos Ponce got an off track, and this is what I wanted to see from him.
A bit too aggressive there.
So because, yeah, doesn't have rear wing, his car is just gonna spin it even on low speed. Exactly.
It's like sending a Matchbox car forward on wood floors.
Oh, then you got into another accident because now he doesn't have a front either.
My goodness.
Before we continue, again, he should have just pitted when he had damage, but he still kept going. Which I'm now curious to see what happened.
At this point, Daniel's driving around the roll cage.
So yeah, he just put himself in danger, but that's still not the accident part. And I wonder what happened to him to get that front damage. It is here. Sorry. Doesn't matter because we need to just real
Cruise
quick.
control, I
See
don't know
later.
what Samir was doing, but he's pushed me to the wall. Come on, in the last lap.
Yeah, I expected that. But yeah, Matis does win the race though. Daniel Sergio gets in P2 and GTP. Alvaro Gutierrez crosses the line in
Yeah, it was good, man, it was good.
P3.
Enjoyed that.
Rupe is going to cross the line soon enough as well in P1. Other GT3 pros. Leon Alevod crosses the line in P1 and GT3 AM. Samir Shah in P2 and Ricardo Raven really close to getting that P2 in the end on his class. But look at
Back-to-back
that.
victories for Leon after finding his first victory last week at Watkins Glen. Will find his way right back to first in the podium.
Real quick, because we already know that Carlos was gonna finish in P2. How did this overtake happen? I was gonna watch it here. Does he kill it? No, okay.
Jeez.
And Alessandro Porta loses time from... where? He is going slow though, Alessandro Porta.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't have enough fuel? It did seem off why he went
Yeah,
so slow.
we did remark on their really fast pit stops at the very end.
Yeah. At least it makes sense for Roop because he was super close to Carlos Bosa the whole time. Another accident I really want to see is so we did see Carlos Ponce just missing here. And misses the other cars. Now, we see, this is what I wanted to see. Why is the car completely destroying the front? That's why. Because he didn't have downforce to do the bus stop. He really wanted to keep going to not lose any positions. I wonder if that's going to be a penalty for, you know, driving dangerously with a car with that much damage. But that is it for the race. So let's go for the positions. Okay, Matty's in P1, another win for him. Daniel Sergio in P2, Alvaro Gutierrez in P3, Juan Salval in P4, Sebastian Hoodcraft in P5, Eloy Carbanguer in P6, João Dias in P7, Jack Reeve in P8, Ricardo Tali in P9, Tommy Patero in P10. To go to the GT3 Pros. Rupe Kurkipa in P1, Carlos Bosch in P2, Alessandro Porte P3, Andrea Dal in P4, Matteo Bertali in P5, Daniel Maggioni in P6, Marcelo Caserta in P7, Ruben Segman in P8, Sebastian Van der Hoeven in P9, and Marco Fincato in P10. As for the GT3 AM, we have Leon Alibut in P1, Samir Shah in P2, Ricardo Riva in P3, Kevin Buta in P4, Marco Capizzola in P5, Antonio Quaranta in P6, Michael Buta in P7, Amy Graham in P8, Ayo Beck in P9, and Oriol Juncosa in P10. So, did you expect all these little incidents, but like, it was basically every lap something was happening.
It was. It was to me. It was a combination of kind of. It seemed like a lack of being comfortable on the track, and misjudging a lot of the entries to turns as well as the exits, as well as some undeniable aggressive driving, especially from the GTPs.
As we now go to our first interview here with Mattis. Congratulations on another win.
Thanks, mate. Thanks. Yeah, that's 5 out of 6.
Yeah, and because, you know, we do have a drop week, the worst result you had, which surprisingly was only a second place, you only have wins so far.
Yes, mine baddest, my worst result was P2. So, yeah, I almost want to say we got us in the bag.
I was curious though. It did seem like you had a big. They were really close to you at the start, but then we didn't even see it on stream. But suddenly the gap got really big. I think something happened to Alvaro Gutierrez, which still managed to finish in P3 with a spin. But then on the list, then Daniel Sergi was actually catching up to you. So do you think it was mostly the traffic that you had a bit of issue, or lucky on the first stint, not the last one?
Yeah, the first stint was really important for me to really took a gap from the others. I got really lucky with the perfect timing with the GT3 field I got. The others, yeah, a bit less. So yeah, I managed to took a gap from 8 seconds, I think, from the first pit stop. So yeah, that really gave me some rest to take it easy on the second and the third stint. Yeah, the third stint I got yeah, bad luck with traffic, so I didn't want to take any risk. Didn't dive somebody in the bus stop or other corners. So I think Daniel took some more risk and really closed the gap. So I saw it, but yeah, I controlled the pace. So yeah, still a good race.
Whether you're enjoying it though, yeah, you have been winning the most of it. There is only 2 rounds left. Fuji and Spa. I think you could even. No, really depends. I think you could get the championship win. Depends on Daniel Sedgley's result, even on the next round. How do you feel like about that?
Yeah, that's the aim. Fuji, I really like that track, but yeah, for the win, it's gonna be a bit difficult, I guess, because the caddy is a bit harsh on tires. The Acura, yeah, got some better cards there, so I think Tommy Patero could win that race. But yeah, Daniel is also in the caddy, so yeah, we'll see how that goes.
All right, thank you so much, Anthony. Do you have any question for Matti?
No questions. Like, oh, actually, you know, I guess I can actually find one. You kind of mentioned that you have to be very mindful when you build a lead like that. You're going through traffic, and given how, for lack of a better term, I'll say aggressive. A lot of the GTPs were going through traffic. When you have that big of a lead, do you find yourself really kind of putting an emphasis on your brain of patience and not forcing the issue through traffic to avoid any needless mistakes?
Yeah, it's what was nice is I was in front, so in the first couple of laps I got some pressure from behind, but when the gap becomes a bit bigger, I got some more rest, so I didn't need to be that aggressive to overtake some GT3 cars. If you're fighting with guys behind and guys in front of you with a gap of 1 second, yeah, then the pressure is a lot higher. So you need to be a bit more cautious. Yeah, when you get some more rest, like me, I had this race. So no, yeah, I really took it very easy with the traffic, and again I got very much lucky with the first stint with catching the GT3s.
For sure, and it's undeniably successful, especially with you knocking on the door of a potential early championship victory. So, thank you for answering that. But that was all that I had for you, Matisse. Personally.
Okay.
Unless
Thanks.
there's anything else from my friend Rad.
So, thank you so much, and Matisse. And now we go here with Rupe. Congratulations on I think, how many wins do you have? Let me just quickly see. And 1, 2 wins. So now this is your 3rd win. It's not as clear of victories compared to, I think it was a sports car series, right? You actually have a lot of good drivers there and really close battles. So how was your race? It looked like you really weren't even going to finish in 1st place at the end.
Well, it was a traditional race at Daytona, only saving fuel and trying to get just stay behind the leaders and save as much as I can. So on the last stint, I then could be ahead and drive away.
And by the way, because it was Carlos Bozer, you are fighting for the championship, and he finished second place, so your championship side still keeping the lead, but it's not all clear for you, is it? You think you can make it in Fuji?
I don't really know. I think the Ferrari is, I think, almost as good as the Porsche in Fuji. I think today I had the better car, which helped me somewhat. I think this whole series has pretty much been that who has the better car for that track will win the race. But I think it will be more difficult around there. Actually, I think it would have been easier if I had practiced at all for this round. I almost forget to come to race today and only did 5 minutes of practice before the qualifying.
5 minutes? I at least expected to do the full practice here, but 5 minutes. Okay. And did you even try to fuel save it during practice, or you just saw the opportunity to stay behind Carlos Bozer and keeping it? Because even though he pitted on the first stint, at least you all pitted at the same time, you still finished behind, exited the pit behind him.
Yeah, that was because I overshot the pit box and went too far, and then had to reverse.
Oh, so that that gain
otherwise
lost.
I
Okay.
think, yeah. Otherwise, I think I could have been ahead possibly, but that was still the best possible outcome. I think to be still behind him after the first bits, so I could save more again.
Yeah, and then try it on the round 2, which he did at least exited ahead of him.
Yeah, I exited ahead of him, and also I think Alessandro was between us, if I remember correctly, and then I could build a bit of a gap, and well, then I saved fuel for the last 2 laps because I ran out of fuel on the line on the last lap.
Oh, that's also what happened with Alessandro, because you both went to do pit stops really quickly. And we saw here on the commentator booth that we didn't even think that you could actually manage to do such a fast pit stop till the end, but it at least worked out. But Alessandro did have to lift off a lot more.
Yeah. He had to drive much faster on the second stint because he dropped out of my slipstream, so he couldn't save as much as me. So then I think that was because that's why he was struggling more.
Yeah. Anthony, any questions?
I would say, well, congratulations on the victory, Rupa. And I guess my biggest question is, we saw, and you mentioned this. You mentioned the fact that your car just felt faster the whole race, and it's supported just by how you were racing in general. But we saw multiple times where you kind of in the trial before the start finish line, you would kind of assess the chances of passing and decide if you wanted to make the move there, and that kind of seemed like the spot you were more interested in making a maneuver, both of the turns for that matter, into the straights. So my question is, how do you, especially because with the GT3 Pros, you have to always be prepared for the risk of overtakes and aggressive ones at that, especially in this race from the GTPs. So what's the mindset like of how patient is too patient, and when to make those overtakes? What's kind of the thought process of how you're peeking around and what you're looking for to know you are safe and you are in the best spot to make that move?
Well, that was a long question. I think
always listen for the last sentence.
yeah. I think, well, this track is special because you only want the fuel save. So I wasn't really going for the move. I was trying if I had enough overspeed to get ahead of Carlos before the first turn to get ahead, but then he defended very well, considering he was also saving, and I couldn't get past him, so I decided to stay behind. Also, in other races, it's basically you could stay behind and save fuel, but then right before some big GTB group comes, you would like to get past the car in front because the GTPs always make the gaps bigger when they come between you into some corner. So
Well,
that's
long
that's
question, the
basically
perfect answer.
Yeah.
That was the exact detail I thought you might have, just based off the style of racing. And thank you for the answer. And once again, congratulations on a strong victory. That definitely took a lot of that brain power.
All right.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks so much, Rupi, and congratulations on your race win. As for us now, yeah, it's another break before we go to the next race at Fuji in 2 weeks' time. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you so much, Anthony, once again, to being here on the commentating booth with me.
Yeah, thank you as always.
And we will see you next 2 weeks' time. Goodbye.